We've already scanned the alphabetized names. Where are the Z's? Hey, David. David Zhang, may you always be as anticipated as you are this moment. But I hope I do have your attention. I promise to make this relatively quick. You already know what I'm going to say. It's a commencement speech. You already know that you should follow your heart, strive to be kind, and work toward your goals. It's just that those things are hard. So let's see if I can try to help you navigate what I know to be true enough. I speak to you with 42 years of experience, and I will not pretend to know much more beyond those years. So first, some advice, and then, more importantly, a wish. Number 1, take care of an animal. For years, I thought a cat would be enough. Go and rescue a dog. A rescued dog will teach you all you need to know about being a better person. Then go out and be brave enough to be that good to people too. Number 2, if and or when people take advantage of you, while you may feel foolish and defeated, you did the opposite of anything wrong. You managed to trust and hope. Keep doing that. Being disappointed is rotten, but it beats living in constant fear that people might let you down. Remember, fear is the basest of all human emotions. Don't let the world convince you that it is the basis of human interactions. Don't let the world convince you that difference is divisive. Number 3, always use your turn signal. And make sure your brake lights are working. When you're driving, it's about you. It's why getting your license is one of the few rites of passage that will not plague you with disillusionment. But here's the thing. Too many of us drive focused only on our own moving forward. But there are blind spots. And those blind spots are other people. And if you're not mindful of others and don't signal, they might crash. Sometimes into you, but just as often into other people and their blind spots. People who have just as much right to this road as you. Don't live like you're driving a car. Live instead like you're steering a boat, because you are leaving a wake, and that wake gets larger with every year. While it's impossible not to disrupt the sea, or use imperfect metaphors, don't let a startled glance in your rearview mirror remind you that it's not all about you. Number 4, stop comparing yourselves to the pinnacles of success and talent. Seriously, if you compare yourself with Adele or Prince, you'll never make any music. Don't be dazzled too much by the personal productions on social media. And let's be honest, you will compare yourself with others, I get it. But be wise about such comparisons. Use them to esteem and emulate the best in people, not to feel diminished and daunted by people who are the best. Okay, so now for something I hope is new. 2 words, enough and hope. When you were young, and you are young, the word enough isn't very shiny, and we love shiny things. So we're not usually too enamored with enough. In fact, its first definition that pulled up on my phone was adequate, an equally unshiny word. No one strives for adequate, and no one should. As I peer over this teeming bunch of 18-year-old shiny hope, I know some things. Some of you have worked as hard as you possibly can. You've got hope, and that's pun intentional. Others of you worked, but maybe not so much. You didn't read that chapter. You copied some notes from the wrong friend. You certainly didn't read all of Sense and Sensibility. Neither did I in high school. But here's the deal. Once you decide to do your best, once you decide to suck it up and just get whatever that thing is you simply don't want to do done, hope will be there, ready for you. To those of you who sit here by the good grace of this or that frustratingly kind teacher, there is still time. One of the many beautiful things about being 18 is 18 to 25. If you've managed to muck things up, good grief, you still have time to fix it. So if that's you, fix it. Very soon you'll be outside the confines of this place that I promise truly tried, though could not meet your needs. So find what does meet them and work. Shiny hope is there, waiting for you too. Okay, so the next stage. With hope established, you will start chasing enough. Or if you insist on perilously comparing yourself to others, you'll let others enough chase you. I'll call this phase 25 to 40, or about 2 boxes on most surveys. Thank you. Hope should still be swirling, and I hope that it guides you to a career. If at all possible, find one in which you can feel useful, and that involves one of your passions, and lets those passions evolve. Every year at graduation, I hear excited exhortations about your futures being ones of law, of medicine, of something called STEM, and other grand opportunities. But I want to put this one out there. Think about becoming a teacher. Despite our demonization by the budget conscious and the ignorant, good teachers will always be tax dollars well spent. Some people see work as an occupation, something that simply occupies their time. But teaching is a vocation that pays dividends beyond any human capital. It's like wagering on hope, which is always the best bet. And lastly, you're going to get older, the most solitary and universal of experiences. In 2 decades, in 20 years, in a score, I've always wanted to say that in a speech. You'll go to a movie and you'll see Jennifer Lawrence playing a sweet, middle-aged mother, which in your heart is simply impossible as you are still 18. Anyway, this strange middle-aged Jennifer Lawrence will argue passionately with her son played by a suspiciously ageless Zac Efron. And yet he will still manage to run off with that horrid girl Jennifer Lawrence warned him about, played by an actually 18-year-old actress. Or perhaps our society will have evolved by then, but I digress. It's at this age, well, this stage, and I know it well as it is mine, that I hope you look around at your life and discover the second definition of enough, which is plenty. Seriously, the second definition of enough is apparently more than enough. And here's the best part. You get to decide when hope delivers more than enough. I hope you find it because it's my theme for you today, class of 2016. May you have hope as long as you possibly can. And then, that it not end, but that you may find yourself surrounded by shiny enough So much so that your plenty can bring hope to others who follow behind and sometimes a bit ahead of you. I wish you all the best. Thank you all for listening. And without further ado, on behalf of the faculty and staff of Brookwood High School, I would like to present the graduating class of 2016.